What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? And welcome back to Hard Sports. So last week I didn't do a marquee matchup video for the marquee matchups. This week my schedule is fucking crazy at work. One's for like 4 weeks while I'm in this training program, so it's taken a lot out of me. Like I'm so used to doing the 7 to 4 thing, and then having the rest of the day to myself. To this 3 to 1 shit is completely come home. I'm up. I'm probably gonna be up to 4, and then I'll get up to I'll fucking like sleep all day tomorrow, and then I'll wake up and I'll go back. It's like I'm gonna be sleeping to go to work, and then it's a mess for these 4 weeks. But anyway, I digress. My Saturdays and Sundays are still fucking mine. Still no Saturday and Sunday work. I wouldn't work for Sundays for anybody. Fuck all that. But anyway, let's dive right into some of these marquee matchups. There's quite a few games. There's a couple games that are really interesting. This week isn't as good as last week for me. The first game that I would say is going to be a good one would be the Carolina versus Baltimore game. Both of those teams are 2-1. Both have solid defenses. Both have quarterbacks that are sporadic. Some games Joe Flacco can look like a world beater. Some games he looks like a fucking backup. Some games Cam Newton looks like a world beater. Some games he looks like a backup. Neither team has a ton of weapons on the outside. I give the Baltimore Ravens the slight edge. Steve Smith is slightly better than the weapons that Cam Newton has at his disposal. But of course, Cam has a young Calvin Benjamin that's coming on. Of course, Joe Flacco has, I think it's Torrey Smith. Dennis Pitta is out. I think he's out for the rest of the season with a surgery. So it's going to be a fairly interesting game. Both teams need a win. Both teams are 2-1, but both teams would like to stay ahead of the competition in their divisions, respectively. The next game will be the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Green Bay has the best quarterback in football, but they are falling on hard times. They are 1-2 right now. They just lost to the Lions. The offense doesn't look like it has that spark. The defense has not been that great for a while now, and they need a win. They need to get to 2-2, but they always seem to come up and beat the Chicago Bears. If they can't beat any other team, it's the Chicago Bears that this Green Bay team always seem to get a big win over. After that, it's none of these games. Well, of course, my Dolphins and Oakland Raider game. This might be. I want to see how short of a leash Ryan Tannehill is actually on, because he's been the problem. When you come out and you can't score any points in the first half, you're the problem, bro. You have a plethora of weapons. You have a young rookie wide receiver. You have Mike Wallace. You have Clay. You have Gibson. You've got some weapons, and you throw the fucking ball where the receivers have to be a contortionist to catch the shit. Your problem, Ryan Tannehill. So Raiders versus the Dolphins. That's going to be another game, of course. I'm a Dolphin fan, so of course I'm watching that shit. But I'll probably be tuned into the Raiders versus Dolphins. I'll probably have the Carolina versus Baltimore game. Now, today, we have the Washington versus New York Giant game. I'm not going to get to watch that shit. I'll see the highlights when I get off, but by the time I get off, the game will already be over. But anyway, the next game that's interesting will be the San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. That's going to be another good one, and that will be our first test to see just how good this Eagle team is, because even though San Francisco is depleted, they're missing Navarro Bowman, they're missing Dorsey. They've got a little bit of changes going on. And then, of course, they're missing their stupid-ass linebacker, bitch that wanted to run through the fucking airport screaming out, "Bomb! We got a bomb!" You stupid ass. But they're still a solid defense. So what will Philly do with this good defense as opposed to the sorry-ass defenses they've played in the first couple weeks of the season? New England and Kansas City, that's not really a good game. New Orleans and Dallas could be a good game because neither one of those teams plays great defense, but they both have a lot of weapons on offense. So that might be an offensive shootout. The defense is probably not going to be present. That's how I see it. So those are my marquee matchups for this week. Now let's go over some power rankings here. I guess I'll do my top 3 when it comes to the power rankings throughout the NFL in general. Number 1 for me has to be the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to put Cincinnati at number 1. Andy Dalton, AJ Green, they play in a solid division with the Ravens and the Steelers. We'll see what they're made of. Number 2 will be the Arizona Cardinals. I think Arizona has a great defense. They have the best cornerback in football, and they've got a lot of weapons. And once they get going with John Brown and Larry Fitzgerald, and I don't know if Ellington is back or not. I haven't really been paying attention to the games as much, but that is a dangerous ass team. The only thing that I don't like is Carson Palmer. I wish they didn't have a stand around at quarterback, but everything else over there in Arizona land looks solid. And of course, at number 3, I'm going to put the Seattle Seahawks. So my top 3 will be Cincinnati, Arizona, and Seattle. I'm going to knock Seattle down just a little bit because I don't think they will be as hungry as they were last year, but that is still a ferocious defense. That's still a defense that can take any offense and on their best day, make them bitches go ghost. Like, bye-bye. Nothing. You get nothing. Zippo. So, that is my marquee matchups and my power ranking for going into week 4. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. My videos will most likely more than often be around this time until I get out of this training program. And then after that, I'll see where my schedule is going to be at. And of course, on the weekends, I'm going to be right here talking sports, baby. That's what I do. Anyway, talk to you next time. Peace. Back off, I'll take you on. Headstrong to take on